It's lunchtime in our house, and one of my favorite quick fix hits is a beautiful chorizo and potato omelette slash Spanish tortilla sort of vibe. It's really simple to do. And since we've got chickens, I am obsessed with going out to check on the eggs, see how many we've got today. And as you can see from our current collection, it's the middle of the summer, or it's the start of the summer, and we have an abundance of eggs. So I'm trying to keep up with them. We're giving some to our neighbors. We're having fried eggs for breakfast every morning. But ultimately, we're going to make use of these beautiful eggs, which are laid right on our doorstep, and make them into a very simple little omelette. So we're going to start off by cutting up our chorizo and getting it fried off. Now I'm popping these chorizo pieces into a dry frying pan, but just a little drizzle of oil just to get them started. A lot of fat comes out of chorizo when it renders down and cooks out, so it doesn't need too much oil, but we're going to get all these beautiful paprika-rich oils that I'm going to make use of to create this beautiful little Spanish tortilla omelette sort of vibe. But you can see that I've sliced our chorizo quite thickly here. I like the fact that you get chunks in here and you get a bit of action, but all we're looking for is for this to go really nice and crisp. And meanwhile, I'm going to slice up my potatoes and whisk up my eggs. Now, you will notice that I am slicing up potatoes, but these are cooked baby potatoes. I've boiled them for about 10-15 minutes, just until they're nice and tender, and let them cool. And they're probably one of my favorite ingredients in the house, or in the fridge, to make life a little bit easier. You can fry them off, get them nice and crispy. You can serve them like this with fish. It's really simple, but like for something like this, it's a really great way of bulking up a very kind of humble ingredient like eggs. So my chorizo is nicely crisping up. I'm going to continue on. I've turned down the heat, but my potatoes are nearly sliced up, and I've got about a bowl's full amount here. This is going to feed the whole family. Alongside our chorizo, alongside our potatoes, I have some red onion. I love the flavor that you get from raw red onion, but I also want some cooked red onion running through here as well. So I'm just going to peel these, and we're going to slice them up thinly on a mandoline. This is one of my favorite little kitchen gadgets. It's a handheld, I think they're called like Japanese style mandolin, but it's not one of those big mandolins, which always scare me a little bit. They're super sharp, but this one is ideal for slicing kind of more softer vegetables like onions like this, and you get these gorgeous results that take seconds compared to if I was to do this with a knife. And also an even consistency across the two. So my chorizo has cooked off, my onions are beautifully sliced, my potatoes are ready. I'm going to fry off half this onion mixture and mix the rest with some coriander to finish over the top. So half of this goes straight into the pan, and we'll use the rest to finish off at the end. So I'm just adding a little bit of coriander from the garden into our raw red onions. Going to squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in here, give that a little massage with some salt and pepper, maybe a drizzle of oil, and that'll come as a nice kind of fresh finishing touch to this gorgeous tortilla. Meanwhile, we've got our onions cooking off in that chorizo fat, and I'm actually going to put our potatoes in here as well. And just give them a little bit of heat, give them a little bit of color, and let them fry off in all those chorizo fat. Give it a toss through. And I'm just going to allow that to catch a little bit before we whisk up our eggs. Okay, good things happening. Potatoes crisping up. We've got our nice little coriander onion salad scenario. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to need about 1 to 2 eggs per person, and we've got 4 people, so that's roughly about 8 eggs. Let's get whisking, let's get cracking, and let's get rolling. We're nearly there, we're nearly there. The beauty of having your own chickens is the selection of eggs you get. I've got a few different breeds, and I've got these gorgeous green and white ones. Come and have a look at this. We've got green and white, but also these massive brown ones as well. So I love the fact that there's a nice selection, and it really does. The texture of your egg is so much different when you get like fresh eggs like this. You can see the white is much thicker, and the yellow itself is much more kind of golden in color. So I'm gonna crack all our eggs into a bowl and give them a good whisk up. Oh, we got a double yolker. Come in and look at this. 2 eggs. You don't get that with your normal eggs. You go, come and look at this. I got a double yolker. 2 yolks. It was going to be twins. Okay, well maybe we don't need as many. Okay, I got to keep my eye on things as we're moving here. Ooh, gorgeous things happening in the pan right now. Okay, back to the eggs. I'm going to turn the heat off that. I have to keep track of what I'm doing here. So we've got about 3 eggs in here. That's 4 eggs. Yeah. Another double yolker. Thanks for telling me, Christos. I nearly forgot. We've got lots of double yolkers going on here. Okay, so now I've completely lost track of how I've been counting these eggs. Anyway, okay, so we've got 4 eggs, 5 eggs. Can't believe we got 2 double yolkers. How exciting. Sometimes, to be honest, when it comes to this sort of thing, it's doing it by eye kind of helps. So I think we've roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go 8 eggs. 7. The other interesting thing is that, like, some of the eggs, they're all not like uniform sizes, and this one is much smaller. But I'm gonna go a regular sized egg. So many choices. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Let's give them a whisk up. Right. Beautiful. Fresh eggs, ready to rock. I'm now going to take this hot potato and chorizo mixture and we're going to dump it straight in here and get it combined, and meanwhile melt down some butter to cook this off. Just look at that. Eggs, chorizo, potatoes, all into this fuzzy, nutty, melted butter. This is where it's at. All I'm gonna do at this point now is just poke in a little bit of action and get any of the runniness out to the sides, just to kind of agitate it a little bit. But ultimately, that is it. We're gonna finish it in a nice hot grill, and that is lunch. Okay, have a look at this. Oh, come on, bubbling butter, chorizo, potatoes. I have to remember to use this tea towel because I've done that. Literally one of the worst burns I ever had was pulling a pan out with my hand, my bare hand. So use your tea towel when you're doing this. All I'm gonna do now is pop this straight out onto a board. It does have a moment where it kind of like sinks a little bit, but don't be put off by that. Remember, you've got all this gorgeous stuff happening, but look at that, a fabulous chorizo, potato, red onion omelette that is absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, you need not much more to finish this off, but I do love that little finishing touch of the kind of almost like slightly, can we say they're pickled onions, but they're kind of pink lemony onions that just adds this pop of freshness over the top, so that each slice that you serve up here has this great flavor and great freshness and really beautiful vibrance. So finish that over the top, little hits of pink, and I have even more of that beautiful coriander from the garden, so I'm just going to pop that straight over the top. As I'm picking my coriander, I'm thinking it would have been lovely to add some rosemary in there while the chorizo was cooking off, but I forgot about that. And sometimes you forget. Your greatest ideas come after the moment. But the coriander just finishes this beautifully. I would serve this straight to the table like this. The only thing I feel like I'm missing is a drizzle of good quality extra virgin olive oil straight over the top. Finishing touches of a little bit of salt and pepper, and by all means, go whatever you fancy on the top here. But that for me is a really gorgeous little dish which is ready to be served.